So you know what I really like when the WWE goes to places like the United Kingdom, where it's Bizarro Land and the fans are reacting left, right, and center, chants galore, waves galore. There's hardly ever a dull moment in the crowd and you hardly hear any crickets. Yeah. Hey, what's up and how's it going, everyone? Well, I'm so glad that you have took your time to spend with me right here today on the MRB Wrestling Review Show. I'm your co-host, Mike McRock Wilson, and last night was WWE Monday Night Raw from the UK. And the show kicked off when Kane, Brad Maddox, and Vicky Guerrero argued over who's going to be in control of Monday Night Raw. And before the three of them came out, Randy Orton came out first and stated that I'm taking over the show, and I would rather prefer it that way, to see the main champion, the WWE champion, Randy Orton, be in control and just abuse his power left, right, and center. I would rather see that than all three of them coming out and just really creating a cluster you-know-what. So with that being said, you know, the way the direction they were going when Orton came out was all well and good until all three of them came out. But what I did like is that when Vicky Guerrero came out, I love how she really interacted with the audience, selling the what chants and the excuse me's, and she really got that reaction where John Cena gets that reaction from the fans where they just booed the hell out of her, and it worked. And another thing that I didn't like about that segment as well is the comedy bit between Kane and Brad Maddox, because we've seen Kane do the comedy bits when he was teaming up with Daniel Bryan months ago, a year ago I think now. So with that being said, it just feels like that Kane is just there and not feeling like the second in command when the real owners are on vacation. And that's another thing as well. Why would the owners, the COO and the one of the principal owners, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, take a vacation on a Monday night where their flagship show, is on Monday night? I really don't understand the logic in that. So it's a really weird situation when the show started. But when the show ended, it kind of, made me think, okay, this is a weird Raw, not the greatest. And with that said, there were some good moments and there were some not so good moments. And that was one of those not so good moments, how the show started. But the way the show ended was actually pretty good. And I'll get to that later on this review. Also, we saw the WWE Tag Team Champions Cody Rhodes and Goldust defeat the WWE Champion Randy Orton via countout. And the theme overall is that we're going to see handicap matches. Not really a fan of handicap matches because it kind of takes away the matches where... I'll put it this way. I'm old school. I'd rather see one-on-one matches. It's alright to mix it up, but I thought having 3 handicap matches on Raw was kind of an overkill. I would rather see at least one handicap match and have some other tag team matches. Bring back some legit good tag team matches. And it don't have to be tag team matches in the division. I would like to see tag team matches in general on the show. And so, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I like how that match resulted in Randy Orton taking the easy way out and losing by a count out, and to not have Cody Rhodes and Goldust gain revenge on Randy Orton was kind of, overshadowed of the revenge that happened when the show kicked off. Because what happened was that going back to the first segment when Randy Orton was in the ring, we saw Big Show come out and just gave Randy Orton the choke slam through hell. Literally through hell. Well, what happened was that Big Show came out and attacked Randy Orton and choke slammed him through the announce table. He was like 12 feet in the air before he put him through the announce table, and the fans just went absolutely nuts. And it was a really, really good way to start the show. And the way they're building it up is also great as well. The match itself, I don't know if I'm on the fence of looking forward to this match because it's Big Show versus Randy Orton, but the way they're building up the Big Show going into this match is nothing short of amazing because of the way him taking the abuse from the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon power trip to knocking out Triple H and now being put in the championship match. Everything is looking good with the Big Show as opposed to throwing in the Big Show in the WWE championship picture because of the build-up is actually really good. It's really exciting. I'm actually looking forward to that match in that aspect. The wrestling, not so much, but the storytelling is what's making this match look good. Also, we saw Santino Marella and Los Matadores defeat the Union Jacks when really they were a three-man band, 3MB, and I'm not going to stress this enough. I'm really sick and tired of seeing 3MB facing Los Matadores for the what appears to be the 8th time in a row on Raw and SmackDown. It really doesn't help Los Matadores at all. There's no momentum. It's jobber tag team versus jobber tag team, and it's a lose-lose situation. Next. We saw Damien Sandow defeat Kofi Kingston, and I'm not going to pick apart this match. I'm going to pick apart the superstars that were involved in this match. We got Kofi Kingston, the guy that is now used as the stepping stone for either top-tier guys or mid-carders to gain momentum. So putting Kofi Kingston in that situation does not help him at all, and I think Kofi Kingston is just going to be one of those guys that is going to be continuing on the streak that he's on, and it's just not going to go anywhere for him, and it sucks. Absolutely sucks because Kofi Kingston is a great high flyer. He's a good wrestler, and they're just not pushing him in the right direction. And as far as Damien Sandow goes, I like how coming off of that World Heavyweight Championship match of John Cena, losing it was a smart decision, and he never really lost a lot of momentum. They actually managed to keep Damien Sandow at a good spot on the show, the way that the WWE is booking him. It's just that putting him in a match with Kofi Kingston could be a way of saying that we're still thinking good about you, and we'll see where it goes from here. So hopefully Kofi Kingston will now slowly being built up into a credible opponent for the World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena sometime in the future. Will it happen sooner rather than later? Maybe later rather than sooner. Also, we saw the Intercontinental Champion Curtis Axel defeat Dolph Ziggler, and all I gotta say is, finally, we got to see a good match for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, the only nitpicking thing I don't like is that Curtis Axel is a guy that really doesn't resonate well with the fans, and Dolph Ziggler is not really in a good spot. And going into this match, I thought that, okay, Dolph Ziggler winning the Intercontinental Championship is going to be good for him. But when I really, really thought about it even more is that if Dolph Ziggler would have won the Intercontinental Championship, how would that help his career? because I don't think it would, because he will be the guy that will just be stuck in that mid-carder and not go anywhere. So with that being said, it's just a weird situation they put Dolph Ziggler and Curtis Axel in. But with that said, the good thing that came out of that is that they're actually treating the Intercontinental Championship pretty well. It was a good match. The match had a great pace, and there was no slowing down at all throughout that match. And I thought that, this match could have, you almost thought that Dolph Ziggler was going to win of the way it was going until Curtis Axel laid his finisher and pinned Dolph Ziggler 1, 2, 3. And there should be more matches like that for the Intercontinental Championship. Good, solid wrestling matches. And also on top of that, it's nice to see the Intercontinental Championship defended on Monday Night Raw as opposed to the odd pay-per-view such as Survivor Series that's upcoming next, TLC after that. So with that being said, I like what they're doing with the Intercontinental Championship right now, and keep that ball going. That's all I have to say about that. Also on the show, I'm not going to go really into depth about this match. Tamina Snuka defeated Nikki Bella. What I do like is that they're giving Tamina Snuka and Nikki Bella some time on the show, and they actually put on a not half bad match. But see, here's the thing. The Divas division needs something to work on. I think that if AJ Lee were to have a credible opponent going into the next pay-per-view, it would look all well and good. Eva Marie is not a good logical choice. I think if it all comes down to it, Brie Bella would be the perfect opponent for AJ Lee, even though they've wrestled before for the Divas Championship. I think that's the right direction the WWE should go when it comes to the Divas Championship on Raw and SmackDown. Also, we saw R-Truth defeat Ryback, and I'm not going to go in depth into this match. The only thing I will mention is that we saw Ryback apply some moves that Goldberg used during his career. His jackhammer. Is it the jackhammer or jackknife? Yeah, jackhammer. And also the spear as well, and the Goldberg chants, and the announcers, really going into talking about comparing Goldberg to Ryback, and it's no accident that the commentators are bringing this up, and there's no accident that Ryback is doing Goldberg moves throughout that match, and I think it's inevitable that there will be a match between Goldberg and Ryback. We'll have one-on-one at WrestleMania if Goldberg comes to terms with a contract with the WWE, if he does agree to have this match. Also, we saw Alberto Del Rio defeat Big E Langston, and what I like is that they're putting Big E Langston into matches with some top guys, such as Alberto Del Rio, and last week with Randy Orton, and it's looking good for Big E Langston. I like how the WWE is building Big E Langston up. He could be a good contender to win the Royal Rumble. I know I'm making a bold prediction, but Big E Langston winning the Royal Rumble with the momentum he has right now could be a possibility, but I'm still on the fence of that because of the momentum he has. It's only very short, but if the WWE continues the momentum for Big E Langston, he will look good throughout Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. And the only thing I don't like about Alberto Del Rio is that he's not really resonating with the fans as much as he should. So it's a weird situation, for Alberto Del Rio going into the World Heavyweight Championship match, and I really don't see him regaining his World Heavyweight Championship for that reason. Also, we saw Paul Heyman addressing the WWE Universe. This guy never fails. honest to God, this guy never fails. It just came out of nowhere, really, where he was in the ring with Curtis Axel, and he was there with the neck brace, the knee brace, on the wheelchair. He looked really battered and bruised and emotionally wrecked, and he sold it absolutely tremendous. I gotta say, he's one of the probably the greatest manager of all time. Even JBL mentioned that during commentary when Paul Heyman is on screen, and I really have to agree with JBL. And I love when CM Punk came out, the way Paul Heyman reacted was absolutely priceless. And CM Punk nailing Paul Heyman with the cane, and the way Paul Heyman sold it was absolutely priceless. Everything about that looks great. The only thing I'm on the fence on is that, okay, is this going to be a rejuvenation of CM Punk and Paul Heyman feud, or is it a segment where they can go to commercial break and have the main event? Who knows? But what I'm going to do right now is get to the main event, and it was Daniel Bryan and CM Punk versus The Shield, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose in a handicap 3-on-2. What I like is that when Kane announced it, I'm thinking this is going to be a great wrestling match. It's not a showman match. It's going to be a good wrestling match, and it did not disappoint. The match itself, absolutely incredible. And even though I thought it wasn't as good as the Intercontinental Championship match, it was actually right there, with it. And with that being said, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan going into Survivor Series looks really good. Daniel Bryan actually did not lose momentum at all, because the WWE knows that he's really over with the fans, and putting him in a tag team with CM Punk is going to be great. Here's the thing about this. Before the show came to a close, we saw, CM Punk apply the Anaconda Vice on the Shield member, and then the Wyatt family came out, and there was that tension between the Shield and the Wyatt family, and I know a lot of people talk about putting the Shield in with the Wyatts way before they even interacted with each other months ago when the Wyatt family debuted, and we got that tease before Raw came to a close. We saw that the Shield and the Wyatt family were duking it out, and then we saw Bray Wyatt mouth some words and then decided that, okay, we got the numbers. We'll attack Punk and Bryan. Punk and Bryan went into the ring, and then all hell broke loose. Cody Rhodes, Goldust, the Usos came out. And it looked so well, going into Survivor Series. I'm thinking 6-man tag team match. The Usos, the tag team champions, and Punk and Bryan versus the Wyatt family and the Shield, until I heard that via text, the WWE has made a match between the Wyatt family's Eric Rowan and Luke Harper versus CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and here I'm thinking, oh great. That just killed the momentum from what happened before Raw went off the air. I was looking forward to the 6-man tag team match, and then WWE announced it via text. That's really a letdown, because I would rather see a match announced on the show as opposed to a text. And on top of that, it's just Punk and Bryan versus Rowan and Harper. I still think there is hopes of having a 6-man tag team match going into Survivor Series because of the way Raw ended. I would rather see that than just a normal 2-on-2 tag team match at Survivor Series. I felt like that it was a letdown based on that announcement via text. And hopefully on Raw, something good comes out of what happened on Raw this week. I don't know. I thought that was a letdown from that text that WWE that made announced on Twitter, Facebook. What do you think? Comment below, let me know. What did you think about the text that was announced by WWE for the tag team match? What are your thoughts? Give me them. I'm your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike Big Rock Wilson, and that was my review of last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. And to all you MRBers watching, get plenty of rest and always do your best.